We begin at 5 o'clock with Hurricane Milton, which is already affecting Florida's Gulf Coast. This is a live look from the Earth Cam in Englewood, Florida, which is near Sarasota.
Yeah, and as you can see, things are really peaking up here. Big waves and heavy winds, and things are only going to continue. Chief Meteorologist joins us, George Lessons joins us now. And George, what can we expect as the evening goes on? I know a lot of people have their eyes on Florida.
Yeah, the tropical storm force winds came on shore earlier this afternoon, and now hurricane force winds have arrived. Let's take a look from the satellite perspective as the storm is approaching central Florida. It is just to the southwest of Tampa, 170 miles actually southwest of Orlando, Florida. Moving northeast at 17 miles an hour, so it will continue to weaken just a little bit. It's down from a 5 to a 3 coming on shore as a Category 3. Hurricane warnings and tropical storm warnings have not changed in the last 24 hours. There is also the possibility of a strong storm surge. It looks like it is pointing a little bit further south of Tampa Bay, which is great, but all the way from south of Tampa Bay down through the Fort Myers area and Port Charlotte, up to 18 inches of rain. A number of flash flood warnings already in effect, as the heaviest rains will be to the north and east of the center. That'll be north of Tampa on up through Daytona Beach. So between now and 2 o'clock in the morning, it will weaken to a 1. A lot of damage going on this evening, pulling away here tomorrow afternoon as a tropical storm out into the Atlantic, and then it will continue to push off to the east. Here are some of the peak wind gusts. St. Petersburg in the last hour, up to 63-mile-per-hour winds, and gusts to are going to probably approach 100 and 125 here later on this evening as Milton moves inland with all that wind and rain. Of course, more updates coming your way a little bit later on in the broadcast.
Well, today was another nice fall sunny day. The sunshine felt great if you get outside today,
Oh,
but
yeah.
things are really going to change.
Yeah, and it's also cooler. We could have a cold night tonight too, George.
Yes, indeed. Frost just about everywhere here in West Michigan, as it's been a very calm weather pattern. Again, we do need some rain, not a ton of that coming up, but the 13 weather ball remains green. No change to the pleasant fall weather pattern foreseen. Lows this morning dropped into the mid and upper 30s. Further inland, it did drop below freezing in Alma at 28, down to 32 in Ionia and Big Rapids. Area-wide will be a few degrees colder tonight, so a frost advisory for all of our viewing area from midnight to 9 a.m. And that frost advisory means temperatures will be getting down to around or within striking distance of freezing. And here's what you should do. Shelter those potted plants or bring them inside, like your garage or shed or your breezeway. Cover the outdoor plants that you can't with a sheet or a blanket, and you can even water them to at least prevent them from freezing. Frost is likely tonight as we'll hit 34 in Grand Rapids. Not likely Thursday night and Friday night, as temperatures overnight will start to warm up. Blue skies across west of Michigan. Very comfortable temperatures. Right now we are in the mid-60s. A little bit cooler right at the lakeshore with an onshore breeze. We will be dropping down close to these dew points overnight. That worked pretty well last night. Our dew point currently at 34, and that is what is our forecast low tonight. Lots of clear skies downwind of Lake Huron. There have been some lake effect rain showers, but all eyes are on Florida, of course. Tornado watches and a number of tornado warnings in that band of storms that are moving off the east coast. Meanwhile, high pressure is in control of our weather pattern. That's keeping all of the storms at bay, but there'll be a little weather system that'll dip down out of Canada. That's going to bring us that chance of a shower later this week. Overnight, look at the high is right overhead, moves to the east during the day tomorrow, ensuring another blue sky sunny day. Look for increasing clouds on Friday. There's a small chance of a shower, especially from Grand Rapids southward on Saturday. All other areas should stay dry, and with just cold air overhead and some warming up here at the surface, we've got some instability rain showers developing on Sunday. They'll be very few and far between. Lots of dry weather through Friday, and for the most part, we are only going to see less than 1/10 of an inch of rain all the way through Sunday. That is not a lot. Long range outlook says we're right on the edge of cooler or warmer temperatures, an equal chance for both of those here in West Michigan from the 15th through the 19th, but the highest probability for less rainfall also during that 5-day period. Tonight, frost advisory along the lake shore as temperatures fall down into the low and mid-30s north, mid-30s down from Muskegon through Holland to South Haven. Northern areas below freezing in Baldwin, Big Rapids, and also Reed City, low 30s there in Fremont and in Greenville. And here in the greater Grand Rapids area, another 32 in Ionia. Will be in the low and mid-30s elsewhere. 13 on your side forecast. Average high is 64. We'll still exceed those the next 3 days. 65 tomorrow, all the way up to 76 and breezy on Friday. A chance of a shower south on Saturday. Will drop to 60 with more scattered showers Sunday that kind of diminish on Monday. Next week, it'll start out cool in the mid-50s, but will warm back into the 60s later on by the following weekend. While Florida is getting hit hard by Milton, here in West Michigan, our weather pattern has been very quiet and very dry. May continue to be mostly dry. 13 weather ball tonight for your Thursday is green. No change to the weather pattern foreseen. Beautiful evening to walk the dog, and this trio of nice looking guys. For Aaron and Josh, going to give you the green paw this evening. Temperatures will fall to around 50 by 10 o'clock. It'll be in the 30s, maybe a little bit of frost in the morning, but still a green paw. Lots of sunshine across the area. Few cumulus clouds downwind of Lake Huron. That's where the cold pool of air. These are instability and a few lake effect rain showers, but not here in West Michigan. High pressure is building on in. You can see winds are still out of the north. Tomorrow, they'll start to shift around to the south. 65 right now in Grand Rapids. There are some 60s and 70s back to our west. By Friday, we'll be back briefly into the 70s. There are those clouds and showers away from us. A clear night tonight. We're going to see some frost in many areas. Lots of sunshine, blue skies here tomorrow. A few high clouds coming in for Thursday night. Friday will stay dry, but there'll be a lot of filtered sunshine about the region. And then, as we talked about, some scattered showers, mainly south of Grand Rapids on Saturday. These are very few and far between. Most of our area will stay dry again on Saturday. A little pool of cool air coming down here on Sunday. There'll be some scattered instability showers. Any lake effect showers should stay well away from West Michigan, maybe just hugging right along the Lake Michigan beaches. As far as our weather for rainfall, you can see not a lot between now and Friday evening, and even over the weekend. The majority of the rain will be down along I-94 southward. We might get 1/10 of an inch here in Grand Rapids as the dry weather pattern continues. Continues on our 8 to 14 day outlook as well from the 17th through the 23rd. Highest chances for warmer temperatures here in the Great Lakes region. Average highs, though, are in the upper 50s to near 60, and a little bit higher chance for less rainfall. That pattern has not changed at all, so warm and dry once we get past that cool start early next week. Tonight, frost advisory in effect for all of the lakeshore. Low 30s to the north, mid-30s further south, with winds diminishing out of the north this evening. 29 along US 10 down to Big Rapids, 32 Fremont and Greenville. Frost advisory here as well. All of the southern zone, including here in Grand Rapids, will get down to frosty levels, maybe as cold as 34 here in GR. 13 on your side forecast. The average high is 64. Will be above that the next 3 days. Sunny skies, blue skies tomorrow. Increasing clouds on a Friday. It'll be breezy. That may increase the fire danger on a Friday, so be careful with that. Also dry to the north on Saturday. Any showers will be mainly to the south, and 67. Sunday, kind of a blustery day. 60 with some scattered showers, diminishing on Monday as we'll stay in the 50s. That'll be the coolest since way back on May 9th. From the mid-50s early next week, we'll climb back into the 60s toward the following weekend.
Chief Meteorologist George Lessons joins us now from outside on the weather deck with the latest on the hurricane and our forecast as well.
Yeah, we've got very calm weather around here, Juliet, compared to Florida.
Yes.
Center of the storm will be on shore here in a couple of hours. Already hurricane force winds affecting the west coast of Florida. Here in West Michigan, no change for scenes, and that's why the 13 weather ball is a green with all those blue skies. Now, highs today climbed up into the mid and upper 60s, a couple of degrees cooler than yesterday, but still above our average high of 64. And that is a bullseye today as we forecast the actual observed temperature 10 days in a row within our target range. Now tonight, temperatures are going to be a little colder than last night, so there is a frost advisory issued for all of our viewing area from midnight to 9 a.m. and the potential is highest here tonight. But later on tomorrow night and Friday night, no chance of frost as temperatures warm up out of the 30s. Frost advisory means that temperatures are expected to reach around 33 to 36. So here's the actions you can take. Shelter those potted plants or bring them inside if you can. If you can't, cover the outdoor plants with a sheet or a blanket. And if you can't even do that, just water the leaves very late this evening. The heat transfer from the water trying to get down to freezing will transfer that heat to the plants. Could use a little bit of water. Look at these rainfall deficits on the bottom in yellow, ranging from 1.5 to almost 2.5 to 3 inches below average. Muskegon, you're still had that rainfall here a couple of weeks ago that made a surplus for you. Good for you. 4 inches officially below average now in Traverse City and below average for the autumn season across the UP. There are very few chances of any meaningful rain coming up in the forecast. That's because high pressure is in control of much of the center and western part of the country. Upper level low bringing some instability showers enhanced by a few of the Great Lakes. For us, we are just looking at plenty of sunshine again tomorrow and breezy conditions during the day on Friday. That may push our fire danger up a little bit on a Friday into Friday evening. In terms of rainfall, the model still indicating there could be a scattered shower south of Grand Rapids on Saturday and just some scattered showers now on Sunday. Any lake effect will stay at the beaches and offshore all weekend long, and then maybe a lingering shower next Tuesday. But you can see not a lot of rain in the next 10 days. So after the frosty start here tomorrow, looking at temperatures climbing into the low and mid 60s northern part of the lakeshore area, mid and upper 60s further south. Very light south wind. Lots of blue skies. Also a light south wind north. You'll be in the low and mid 60s, including 64 in Fremont, 65 in Greenville. Here in the greater Grand Rapids area, dropping down to around 65 to 67. 13 on your side forecast. Look for increasing clouds and higher winds on Friday. That may lead to that elevated fire danger. A little bit of haze in the air, all the way up to 76 degrees. Our average high is 64. Despite a few showers to the south of Grand Rapids on Saturday, we'll still make 67. A better chance of some instability showers Sunday, diminishing on Monday. We'll drop from 60 Sunday into the 50s early next week before a warm-up the following weekend.